Chevrolet must have one damnation of an extra time spending plan for its execution vehicles division. In only the previous couple of years, there had been SSs, Stingrays, 1Ls, Z51s, Z6s, ZR1s, ZL1s, and even V6 models that have reliably modified the value for money condition. To state nothing of Kindred General Motors' marked Cadillac and its hugely gifted V models, now comes this specific Camaro, one that consolidates two of those acronyms however wears a receipt value that doesn't appear to be sufficient to cover the entirety of its parts. The 2018 Camaro ZL11 extends the execution envelope like a voyage rocket wearing a 49-penny stamp. There's the Corvette Z06 Infidelity 4 supercharged 6.2-liter V8 useful for 650 strength and 650 lb-ft at torque, the bona fide carbon fiber wing, a first for GM, outlined in a Formula One Windboro that transforms into what might as well be called 300 pounds of lead at 150 miles per hour. The vast front end that swallows 106 cubic feet of air every moment more than a consistent ZL1, and the splitter and jump planes. Additionally, look at the elastic. GM tapped Goodyear and the tire maker conveyed its Eagle F1 Supercar 3R to the table. 305/30 ZR19s in the front and 325/30 ZR19 steamrollers at the back, which is the most stretched out tire ever fitted to a Camaro. Goodyear says they are useful for 1.10 Gs of sidelong quickening, yet in the event that our all-around adjusted necks are any check, we're supposing it's considerably higher than that. The elastic is wrapped around fashioned aluminum wheels 1 inch littler in width than the normal ZL1s, alongside the tires and contrasted in the non-Wally Auto. Those rollers spare 13 pounds in valuable pivoting and activity and unsprung mass. Damper Dan. The other portion of the suspension execution originates from Canadian provider Multimatica's aluminum-bodied spool valve dampers. Not exclusively do they give a rich and detached approach to shift damping power, the transformed struts give a way to accomplish race auto-like negative camber at the front end. By means of a trap strategy to switch forward and backward amongst road and track settings, the ball-jointed and produced aluminum top mounts of the front struts are customizable to expand negative camber by 1.7 degrees. To set the auto to track camber, jack one corner, expel an arrangement stick in the wheel well and the 3 jolts at the highest point of the strut tower under the matte dark hood, win the best mount 180 degrees. It has a double jolt design, reattach, and, voila, moment camber. Join with genuinely basic unpredictable arrangement jolts, the ZL11 can have as much as 3.7 degrees of negative front camber, despite the fact that Chevy prescribes negative 2.7 on the track. The 4 dampers together are around 23 pounds lighter than the 2014 to 2015 Z28 steel-bodied dampers. The back subframe and its multi-link suspension are protected, on the off chance that you need to call it that, by aluminum pucks, and the back against move bar is customizable to 3 positions. Securing the backside and firming up the front conveys each brake in the street and even the smallest variety in horizontal push with a sharpshooter's accuracy. The majority of this inconstancy was designed into the auto to enable proprietors to tweak their Camaros to their home tracks. At the Jacques Villeneuve plant Area 27 in British Columbia, we ran 40 or more laps of the 3.0-mile circuit. It was the brakes. The iron rotor units continue from the consistent ZL1 with the exception of the ABS alignment. Instead of spent tires that kept us from turning more than 5 hot laps at any given moment, the pedal gets somewhat long on the 5th lap. While we get a kick out of the chance to have seen the Onely receive the carbon clay brakes of the Z/28, they'd be expensive, and couple of autos feel as steady while braking in corners as the Onely. Notwithstanding when you toss in a downshift, the auto never disrupts. The tires paw for grasp in corners like a feline running up a tree. Where you expect understeer, you get an impartial adjust, and pressing additional throttle on leave makes the backside venture out tenderly, or forcefully in the event that you just put the sledge down too rapidly. We're very certain there isn't a tire made that could contain the LT4 650 lb-ft of torque. When one feels the want, the auto will quicken in a straight line, as well. GM asserts the only change spares 60 pounds, so we don't expect the manual just only to be all that considerably speedier than the manual transmission ZL1 Roadster we tried. Call it 3.7 seconds to 60 miles per hour and 11.9 in the quarter mile. The ZL1 programmed will remain the speediest Camaro, in spite of being approximately 100 pounds heavier than this auto. All that and a bag of creature comforts. While the case mods make it an incredible track weapon, this auto is to some degree bargained in the city. Not excessively in this way, but rather you'll need to keep away from each pothole because of springs that are 3 times stiffer than those of the normal ZL1. Matt Grace, the building chief for the Camaro 1Ls and ZL1S, concedes that he needed to make the auto more extraordinary by jettisoning some familiar luxuries, the storage compartment lining, for instance. He was foiled by GM history specialists who needed to keep the 1L consistent with its underlying foundations as an added substance choice, not a give and afterward take one, a rationality that dates to the third-age Camaro. Dissimilar to the last-age Z/28, this 1L has every one of the highlights of the ZL1, including warmed and cooled seats, a warm guiding wheel, a head-up show, and a 8.0-inch infotainment framework. Alternatives are constrained, with Chevy's Performance Data Recorder, $1,300. It's a forward-looking camera and information lumberjack, a roof framework, $495, and carbon fiber inside trim, $500, being the main manufacturing plant. Additional items other than a couple of $395 premium paint hues. One thing you won't find in a ZL1 1L is a program transmission. Its manual box is indistinguishable to the ZL1 6-speed with the exception of a shorter 6.3 gain, 0.68, versus 0.54, The shifter is fresh and does not have any perceptible squirm in the entryways. Actuating the programmed rev coordinating downshifts transforms foot sole area and toe novices into proficient throttle blippers, in any event by appearances. The shorter proportion in top rigging compares to a motor turning 1,000 revolutions per minute speedier at hustling pace. There are just a couple of tracks this side of Bonneville that need 6th, and one of those is the Nürburgring Nordschleife. At that consecrated German track, a ZL1 1L handed a lap over 7 minutes and 16 seconds, which is over 21 seconds speedier than the last Z/28 and 13 faster than the current ZL1.